2024. You started with promise and ended with disappointment. If 2025 was a person, someone has a gun to their crotch and telling them to be better. Sadly, the best ways I could think of for things to be better are illegal and best left to the realms of fiction. Now, let's just get back to Steel Ball Run, because if there's anything I'm gonna do during 2025, I'm reading the entirety of Steel Ball Run and vlogging my experience. So let's get rolling as we get into the next chapters. And I see the title, the article for this volume, and yeah, I'm gonna probably, oh yeah, they're gonna in the the disclaimers about the some disclaimer cards that I'll put before this vlogs might be happening soon. But hey, I might as well be doing 4 chapters again and color pages, since we're gonna get 3 each, since there's 3 chapters just called tests after this similar, which just might be a recap at the time of its publication, since, well, this is when the series went to a month from a weekly installment magazine to a monthly seinen magazine. And alongside the mails, we get a reminder of Gyro's backstory with more detail of why he doesn't want to kill a little boy who was just a servant fixing shoes. We get to the present, which shows that the zombie horse is actually just some string that performs instant surgery that Jerry just uses it to fix his injured leg. Oh, I gotta say this. That was pretty quick. Now, let's get started on the test, okay? With some exposition about a Saint Joseph who took Jesus down from his death place at being crucified and cleaned his body before burial. In this fictional story, he left behind a map that leads to, well, the land on the map that resembles North America, and it looks like we're getting into the search for Jesus Christ. And from the spoilers I heard, it's not going to be wholly in the way you think it would be. As we get into the main story, Jana and Joe have the Stroheim of this universe catching up on them. Well, the Stroheim, this universe catching up on them, and he's still a cyborg. And with how people are feeling about Nazi this day, it's a better call to make him, well, a villain, especially as he opens fire and manages to hit Gyro. Ours eventually manages to survive, but he uses him to spin to harden his skin, which becomes annoying enough for the German to threaten Johnny's life. And when Gyro complies, spears come out of the boulder and kill their enemy. Well, at least we have them out of the way. Our heroes have a bit of a couple's argument about being attacked, but which turns into Gyro going on ahead. Afterward, Johnny takes a look at an injury he didn't feel getting at, and this our world looks like a hand is coming out of his hand. But it's mostly back to normal by the time Gyro looks back at him. And it appears to be, well, probably a side effect. And I gotta say, the original universe characters were lucky. Anyway, we cut to Mr. Steele in a discussion about the conditions of the Devil's Plum, and our rich guy asks about a corpse, which means we're really getting to the main plot of this arc that I don't think was planned by the beginning. Once it's just a shit leaves after confirming that Gyro will need to be looked into a bit more, Mr. Steele ends up talking with some smoking people behind the curtain, and these people have a mighty want for this corpse and ensure that Sealball Run would go through the parts where the parts are, and they also have member after all. Also, the main reason why this is all happening is because this master is the President of the United States. Well, I'm giving this at least he has some style, like better style than someone I could name. Moving on, Lucy unintentionally barges in and spills some coffee, and we get a sneak peek at our new enemy for this arc, who was on top of the train car. Moving back to John and Gyro, they're having a decent conversation until Gyro disappears from his horse with his gloves still holding the reins, even with his balls dropped to the ground. Johnny tries to see what happened, but then Valkyrie disappears. That gets our JoJo worried enough to pull out a gun, only getting a better idea what's happening when he's being pulled from his horse. Johnny soon uses his stand, which gets him back on his horse, but in real need of answers. Our next chapter begins with Johnny knowing that he's also target for this new enemy. He figures the enemy must be in the sky somehow before Slow Dancer disappears from under him and he falls to the ground. Maybe that feather can give him hooked on a clue. Yep, those hooks are making people to disappear, and they're coming from feathers, and the worst part is that the wire can't be cut, that they only need to grab something. Johnny has low worry to look. Johnny has a lot of worried about this hooky situation, so when he manages to get away from that hook, he creates a little sandstorm and manages to crawl under a rock. Well, in that hard place, our Jojo thinks back the arm that went into his hand, apparently. And then, well, I'm like what the artists are interpreting to me, and figures out that people are after this corpse part, and but not yet if it's a piece of the great saint, Jesus. I mean, I told you this search for Jesus wasn't going to be what you think it was. We get a better look at our enemy as he looks through our hero's belongings and talks in a sort of broken English and goes after Johnny again, as it's revealed that he has Gyro hanging by his lovely long hair. That's very uncomfortable, and we're so Dancer and Valkyrie. Anyway, Johnny is hiding away for a chance to fight the hooker when he ends up getting hooked again by a beel. He tries to hang on to the rock, and he yells that he just doesn't need a magic quartz piece in him, and looks oh god, look, he's kind of coming on his arm. Dusk! Johnny, you officially have a Sand, and he allows you to use your toenails as bolts, which managed to attack the hooker. Well, oh come on, that's what I'm gonna call him until I actually know his name. Anyway, after Tusk leaves the mansion and God looks back in his dorm, Johnny realizes the plot of this series for figuring out his enemy and getting out of his sight, since Gyro was able to help me with, his balls. Mostly. Gyro buries himself, and Zan prepares to finish it off the crazy guy in the next chapter, which starts with the rocks fall and everybody dies attempt. Also, we get an explanation of our players here, as our enemy is called Pork Pie Hack Kid. I'll just call him by Stan Wired for the rest of this vlog. And it turns out that Wired is blindly trying to find Johnny, killing a snake or two in the process, but our Jojo is crawling under the sand, getting closer to where the bad guy, is, and then Wired decides to use Release Soul Dancer and use him to drag Johnny down. And because our bad guy wants us to avoid a 1v1v, he sets the area ablaze. The Pacific area where Johnny is ablaze. And it seems like required to succeed, but it's just what sculpture Johnny was able to make withstand that he finally officially names Tusk, and then proceeds to shoot the guy. Johnny manages to climb him with the gyro, acknowledging that he's the only person he can trust in this whole race, and gets him down from hanging by his hair, only for it to be another trap. Okay, it's a very sticky situation for a duo, especially as Johnny refuses to give up the corpse burner force, and our heroes are forced to rip each other apart until the corpse hand comes out and Johnny gives it up and up over to the bad guy, and he just takes it and leaves him for dead. Fortunately, Gyro was able to make the nails the dead man's hand spin and killed their enemy. So our heroes regain the parts part, and Gyro restates his intentions that he's also just trying to save a innocent little boy. However, Johnny decides that he wants to go find these corpse parts to help him walk, especially as the phrase "move your legs" is written on his arm in Latin. Okay. Gyro, despite not wanting to help with corpse parts, does some speculation on whose corpse is being hunted and gives some exposition on saints. If any of the lore of Christianity in this exposition is true, there is a YA series that got it all completely wrong. Yeah, there's an actual YA series that uses Christian lore. Feel free to try and find it or a review. Regardless, they're still in the race as they need to battle as Sandman and Diego have caught up as the chapter ends. I gotta say, this is a wild ride, and I still have yet to start putting up a disclaimer from these vlogs. But I can at least say I'm having fun, as I get the impression that Arky might have had different plans when he first started Steel Ball Run, but changed it up when he got more creative freedom. I kind of wonder if he consider making the true purpose of the race a slow burn, revealing things as the series go on, but end up doing a big a bit of an info dump when the series was moved to a different magazine. Either way, I'm still looking forward to more, and I'm definitely gonna finish I don't know if I'm gonna finish by the by when the Steel Ball Run anime will likely be announced, or before the manga comes stateside, but I'll still be working on these vlogs, and well, I look forward to see if anyone's still checking them out. So I well, if you do decide to check out my vlogs, thank you, especially Steel Ball Run.